All right, so I'm going to do all my research here on this Dunbar thing. I'm going to see what all of these different. So they're claiming. How is it that set up? I'm just fascinated to know.
Maybe the guys who were at the party, the cookout, concocted a plan to basically extort money from Baker and Dunbar.
Right.
Don't know the exact details, but that's what it seems like they're driving at.
All right, that's possible. I could always see somebody trying to do that. But and then the gun stuff is just getting out of there, just leaving when they see what's going down. Just got crazy. Is that what it is? Like how does somebody trying to extort money from you lead to threatening to shoot people and rolling out with the guns and everything and the cash and the watches, even if they are fake?
Who knows?
Yeah.
I mean,
like the robbery part.
Grieco is saying that all of those original witnesses that accused Dunbar and Baker,
know, they've all recanted now.
He says he has affidavits that he's already presented to the state's attorney's office that say that they recanted all those stories. So who knows? It's a crazy.
Well, here's the part I don't understand too, where he says he was not with them that night or any other night.
Right.
So are you trying to say he wasn't even there?
I guess so.
Grieco told NBC Sports Northwest on Monday that he can account for Dunbar's whereabouts on Monday evening and for good measure Sunday evening as well. He says the gambling loss is a fabricated motive and can be disproven. He was not with them that night or any other night. Wow. So that
I told you they're trying to separate him out.
Yeah. Whew. Crazy. Well, I hope for his sake, of course, that this is true. My God, is this another one that would just terrible reporting? Because we'll have to see.
Well, who knows? I mean,
I think at least one of the lawyers also said that it sounded like the Miramar Police Department. They just
botched it.
That they rushed to judgment and they realized that they had two high-profile guys that they could charge with the crime and. I guess one of the lawyers felt like they were just super aggressive and didn't have all the facts straight when they put out the initial reports.
I mean, look, they're trying to shift it to the alleged victims. Now, this is from Deandre Baker's attorney, not the guy we're going to have on the show, who is Quinton Dunbar's attorney. But he just said, go look at the criminal history of the victims. Go look at the criminal history of Baker. You know what the score is? 100-0, Baker. They're ruining this kid for no reason other than he was an easy mark. I believe this is an extortion to try to get money from him.
Right. All right.
So that is not the guy we're going to have on the show, but Baker's attorney. The gun situation, look, if you're carrying a legal firearm in a conceal and carry state, maybe that's okay. And, he might have a story that he wielded the gun after they threatened him. I don't know.
Grieco's quote was, "I've never in my career seen a police department so excited about arresting a celebrity."
Right.
Now, is this guy Grieco a former, political guy? Looks like it when you Google him.
Yeah, he's state representative in Miami Beach, I believe.
Right.
Now, from what I'm seeing, that Grieco is not denying that Dunbar was at the party. He says it in an interview. He just says he was not part of any robbery.
Right.
What are you reading,
he was at
Eric?
the party.
Well, I read
what he's saying, though, is that he wasn't really associated with Baker before the party. That I guess there were early stories that he and Baker, he wants to try and paint the story that these two guys didn't concoct some sort of robbery together. And so he's trying to say these guys weren't together in some sort of plan. They showed up to the party together. And then
it's very possible.
And then if you look at what Baker's attorney says is that it's just ridiculous. He's kind of going to the logic argument. Why would these guys who are making millions
That's what I said to myself.
and take the money? And he also thinks it's ridiculous that they were, won $70,000 in gambling money.
So here's Drab. Take it for what it's worth. This is on Yahoo.com. I guess it's an NBC Sports Northwest report. Grieco told NBC Sports Northwest on Monday that he can account for Dunbar's whereabouts on Monday evening and for good measure Sunday evening as well. That gives him an alibi. He was not with them that night or any other night, Grieco said of Dunbar's whereabouts.
All right, I'll play you an audio clip. You tell me then. Give me a second.
Oh,
right,
I thought the incident happened Wednesday night.
Yeah, I thought.
I thought it was
think it's
Wednesday.
Wednesday night.
Well, I'm just reading what the article said. Maybe they're
Maybe it
talking
wasn't.
about the
Maybe-
previous event where they were claiming that there was something that happened. And remember, weren't there like 2 incidents? Something happened the first time, and then they came back the second time.
I don't know. We'll have to clear that
I
all
can
up.
kind of sum up what we've talked about, and essentially that's what all of the victims and witnesses are now saying.
So to clarify, the defense is saying he wasn't involved. Does that mean he wasn't there at all at the party, or just that he was there but not involved in what he was initially accused of doing?
Well, we're not denying that he was at this house. We are stating, as did all of the victims and the witnesses now, that he did not participate in any crime as was initially reported.
So it looks like he's changed his statement then. Because the quote here is, he was not with them that night or any other night. So maybe this is earlier, now they're changing their tune.
Look, it's interesting. It might have been a shakedown. By the way, this is, take it for what it's worth. Again, this is not Dunbar's attorney. This is the attorney of Deandre Baker from the New York Giants. But he says they're painting out the third guy who they said was in a mask as this armed robber, that he was wearing a coronavirus mask.
Right. Well, you could always say that.
Well, there's a billion of those things floating
you see
around.
it?
So
This is no joke.
But when you think of an armed robber mask, you think of, a hoodie with a couple of holes.
Well, that's so old school.
Right.
Yeah,
you
but
think of
everybody's
you think
wearing
of a
everything
beanie.
now. Everybody's wearing
Did you see the 2 guys with the watermelons on their head?
Yes.
I
yes.
did see that. Made me laugh.
Yeah.
Guys
I
are
mean,
wearing Freddy Krueger masks.
they robbed a store wearing watermelons.
Yeah. I mean, it's a great time for crooks right now. You walk into a bank like that.
Yeah, exactly.
No
So I'm
one's
not
gonna give you a hard
surprised they were
time.
wearing that.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting. Like I said, it's not Richard Grieco from 21 Jump Street. Whatever happened to
him.
that guy? It's Michael Grieco, who's an attorney for Quinton Dunbar.
Oh, I think that guy, he hit on hard times.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I think so. I think Richard Grieco, he got, fat. Remember he was like a stud?
Yeah, he was studly.
Yeah,
I think he did 1,000 straight to DVD or straight to VHS movies after the peak of his career.
He just got, gross, and I don't know if he had a drug problem, but, yeah, his career just spiraled downhill after he was king of the world.